We've been talking about putting up a new gate at the property since the day we bought it. The gate that's there now is 9 feet wide, and trucks are 8 feet wide or 8'6" wide, so it's kind of tight. And I found these on the side of the road this week. This is schedule 40, pretty heavy, so I'm gonna make a gate. All right, I'm gonna make it, it's just a pipe gate. I'm gonna make the gate out of 1-inch water pipe. So what I have, probably look better if it was like 2-inch, but I don't have that. So I'm gonna cut the long, it's gonna be 14 feet wide and about 3 feet tall on the hinge end. This is my gate post. I wish it was about a foot longer, but it's not. But I have some drops I can weld onto the bottom of the part that will be encased in concrete. Yeah, so beggars can't be choosers. I found these on the side of the road. Now, these are my gate hinges. The slotted one will be at the top and the round one will be at the bottom. So I'm gonna cut these out to size and fit them and weld them before I weld anything to the This is the hinge end of the gate. It's just 1-inch pipe with 1/2-inch water pipe, little pieces stuck in each end. I don't have any video. I'm not sure why, but I got lucky and the 1/2-inch water pipe fits right in the holes of those big galvanized brackets that I'm using for the other half of the hinge. Before I weld the gate together, because it's going to be easy to mess with this little short piece. The cord has 14 foot of gate hanging on it. So let's get to cutting, make a lot of sparks. This is the top hinge leaf. And this is the bottom hinge leaf. They're going to be the same distance away from the pipe. It's important that this top hole is elongated because it's going to have to kind of pick the gate up at an angle to get it through this hole and then swing it and get it down in this hole. I'll have to show you that later. And I didn't make this bracket. This was from who knows where. We used to get from the yard storage trailers when I started the job, and they almost always had the last guy's junk or the last 3 guys' junk in them because they didn't feel like cleaning out. And I would go through and take little things that I thought I might can use because I can't use old junk on a new job. So I had a bunch of these over and have used a lot of them up, but I got a couple more left. Nice heavy galvanized steel. Don't have a clue where it came from. Pretty good looking weld. We'll go in here first, drop it down, drop in there. Perfect. It's welded. I'm going to add this piece of pipe to the bottom. That's going to give me a good 3.5 foot of bury, which is plenty. A little grinding is in order, and it doesn't matter that it's black iron because it'll be encased in concrete, so it will last a long time. Now I'm going to drill 4 little holes, 4 inches from the top, and I'm not going to tell you what that's for. You're going to have to guess. The top bar to try to fit it around the vertical, close enough to weld. I'm just going to cut 2 straight lines with the grinder. This is the vertical part, and that's the top horizontal bar. It's 14 feet long, and I got a good fit here, and it's the right angle. I'm going to go ahead and tack it, I think, on both sides, and then continue building, tacking, until I get it all together and make sure I'm right before I weld it all the way out, because, you know, sometimes things happen. Okay, top has a pretty good tack on it, and the long brace is just going to be laying here. I'm going to scribe it as best I can. The best thing about this project is there's really no measurements. I just keep whacking away on the ends of these until they fit, and then I weld them, and then I'm gonna put some zigzag braces in the middle. Yeah, these gates only keep honest people out. You can't keep dishonest people out with a gate. You gotta have a 10-foot tall fence with electricity and stuff. This will just keep the honest people and the curious people out. All right, so I drew a Sharpie line parallel to the vertical. And I came down here. With the aid of the square, I drew a Sharpie line parallel with this vertical. So go cut them and see how they fit. So the gate's made out of galvanized water pipe. The vertical by the hinge is 1 inch and the horizontal on the top is 1 inch. The diagonal that I'm cleaning up here is 3/4, and the little intermediate braces are 1/2 inch. And water pipe is galvanized, and galvanized is basically zinc, and zinc will interfere with the weld. I mean, you can weld it, but it'll be big and ugly and worse than my normal welds, so I try to grind most of the galvanizing away. And I'm sure some people are going to say, oh, it's going to make you sick, it's going to make you sick welding on it because of the fumes. I've never had that problem. My shop's pretty open. You know, it's not like I'm down in a manhole or something, which would be a problem. I'm wide open. I've never had any ill effects from messing with these this old galvanized pipe. Okay, both angles are a little too pointy. I gotta grind some off of that side, and I need to grind some off of this long skinny point, but that won't take but a second. Let's get it. Okay, we have much better fittage. Now I need to grind some galvanizing, so I got it marked with the Sharpie. Move this out of the way and get to grinding. That's the unpleasant part of this task when you work with galvanized steel. You gotta get rid of the galvanizing, or you can't get a weld, or you can't get a halfway decent weld for sure. Got a decision. Should I do something like this, or just dispense with the little ones and just do 2 pipes? Let's see what that's going to look like. All right, I'm thinking just the 2 pipes. Be a lot less work too. I think the only thing I need to kind of get right is this angle here where my foot is. Needs to be more or less this angle, because that pipe will be horizontal. So I think that would show. Otherwise, I don't think it makes any difference. All right, let's cut and fit. Well, I didn't quite finish welding, and therefore I didn't finish grinding, and I don't have anything on the end for any kind of latch or anything. But I made a lot of progress today, and it's one of those getting on 100-degree days and I'm whooped, so I'm calling it. I did finish the hinge post, and the hinge is all ready to go. I haven't done anything with the latch post because I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but yeah, so far pretty happy with this. This little contraption came with the camper that we cut up to make the teeny house frame. But anyway, it was in one of the compartments. I think it's some sort of load leveling hitch accessory. So I love this little ball. So I just cut it out. I'm gonna put it on the very end of our gate, and I'm gonna use this to as part of the latching mechanism. I don't have the rest of it figured out yet, but I know this ball is gonna go right here. This is part of the deal. Well, the gate, I think, is 100%. I drilled a hole for a keeper bolt for whatever good that'll do. I ground all my welds. I welded a little keeper ball on the end, and I welded a loop for a chain, a locking chain. So this concludes the gate. The hinge posts, all I need to do is weld some of these little loops for the barbed wire, to hook the barbed wire to. So I'll probably do 3 of them, maybe 4. They're easy enough.
So once again, the video fairy has taken my video. I've lost some video. I don't know where it went. But it was finding all the little galvanized brackets I had, throwing them on the table and trying to figure out what would work. And they ended up with this. And in the beginning, I was thinking I had to make this thing adjustable to take care of the gate sagging over time or becoming misaligned. But I realized that was just going to be way over my head. So this is what I'm using. It's just some galvanized pieces put together.
I welded this leg on here, so this will hit the column and keep it from dropping all the way down like that. To keep it in the ready to go position. Just to make things complicated, I got a metric bolt and nut on here because that's what I had. I'm thinking I don't need to worry about all that adjustment bull. Up and down, it's got a ton of adjustment. In and out, it doesn't really matter. It's going to latch when it hits. And side to side, I can always, if I have to, take this off and bend it with a hammer and put it back. So yeah, I'm going to forego trying to make it all super adjustable and everything. I'm just going to weld these to the column. All right, to the best of my math and ability and laying the files side by side and thinking real hard till my head hurts, this is where it goes. And I have put some Sharpie so I know where to grind the galvanizing off, and I've put my mystery holes. So do some grinding and we're gonna weld that booger on there. So today is the day we install the gate. It's a good day for it. It's kind of cloudy, it's not so hot. I don't even think it's in the 90s yet. First time, we've been gone for 10 days and the temperature's been atrocious. But then we've come back and I don't think we're gonna see 90 degrees today. So the hinge post, which is this one, goes in this hole right here where the red flag is. And I know there's a hole there because the guy that erected my son's pole barn promised me 3 times he was gonna pop a hole there before he left. So I know there's a hole there. Somebody must have taken it, I guess. So he had a big tractor with an auger on the back. It would have taken him less than a minute. And apparently he drilled it and somebody took it. I don't know. I got these old-fashioned tools. We're just gonna have to do the old-fashioned way. I don't guess I'm gonna hit any roots, huh? Let's see. So this morning before I started, I took my grinder with a flap wheel and I sharpened the edge of this brand new Home Depot sharpshooter, which was a total waste of money because you can't pry on it or it bends. But anyway, I sharpened it as sharp as I could get it, and I sharpened the bottom edge of the post hole digger. It makes a huge difference on how hard you got to work and being able to power through roots, because you can't like get an axe or anything down there. If I'd have thought about it, I probably should have brought my Sawzall, because I have a generator here, and that would have come in handy with some of these bigger roots, but we powered through. I'm doing a little check here. If I lay the gate sideways across the driveway from where that post is going to be to where this post is going to be, the driveway is amazingly level. So I don't need to adjust for slope. I just need to get the post hole deep enough so that this thing falls like about here above the ground, I think, and which is about 3.5 feet, and I'm 2 feet down. And I'm sweating pretty good, but we're going to keep on digging. I think I've gotten past most of the roots, so maybe the digging will get a little bit easier. I'm at the limit of how deep I can dig with this post hole digger, because when I try to open it up, grab the dirt, I'm hitting the top of the hole. By the time I get out, drop most of the dirt. Kind of frustrating. If I had my track hoe here, I would just drop the post in the hole, shove it down with the track hoe. David has a track hoe. I do have Colin's tractor. If I'm a few inches high, it might could get it. Or I might could just pick the post up and drop it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the post in the hole. I think it's time. Whew. That was all I wanted. It may be all right. We'll hang the gate and see.
I had cut a round plastic washer to put under the bottom to act kind of like a bearing surface, kind of a hard plastic, and I just knocked it in the hole. So it was gone. It ended up doing fine without the washer. I did put a little grease on everything, and the gate swung, pretty good. Now the gate did not go all the way down. The hinge pin thing did not go all the way down into the round hole as far as it would go, and I'm not really sure why. Maybe a little weld splatter or something. It was kind of a tight clearance. So later on, off video, I had to take the maul or the big hammer and knock it down, which means nobody's going to be able to come around and casually pick it up, because there's apparently a bump that keeps it from going down. It's going to keep it from going up. You're going to have to work really hard to get this gate out of the hole, and that's okay. That's a good problem I ran into.
Okay, gate's hung. It's level across the top. I don't know if you noticed, but I had cut a plastic washer to put under the bottom of this, kind of like a bearing, and it went in the hole. So it's gone. Anyway, I put some grease on it. So, oh wait, I got to take this slack out of here. I got to take this slack out of here, because that's the way it's going to be normally. I got to get a stick or something. Okay, but when I get the gate level, the gate is level across the top. When I get that slack out, this gate is leaning backwards. This post is leaning backwards a little bit, and I want that. So when we unlock the gate, it'll swing open and stay open, as opposed to this gate, which always wants to stay closed, and you got to prop it. So yeah, I'm gotta fix that. We're ready to concrete. I gotta wedge something in that hole to put that in the position the gate's normally going to be, and mix up some concrete. I wanted to do a shout out for these 80-pound bags of concrete from Home Depot. They're like the best bargain you're ever going to get in your life. Yeah, they cost more or less the same as they cost, I don't know, 20 years ago. And they weigh 3 times as much, because I can hardly pick these son of a guns up. I don't know how much they weigh, but man, this is a bargain. 80 pounds, it's a bargain. Now, do you remember those 4 mystery holes I drilled in the column? That one's gonna take some beating. Well, none of them want to go in. That one went in. Let me get a beater. piece of plywood, and concrete. A little messy. I have to let it set a little bit, and we'll try to do a little finishing, better finishing job. How about that? Chinese privet. The only thing it's good for is washing mud and grease and concrete off your gloves. Like a green scouring pad. But it's not worth it. I'm gonna cut it all down one day. I'm wanting to think that there's less roots on this side that I got to power through than there was on that side, but I doubt it, because this side was just as overgrown as this side only, what, 3 months ago. Wasn't that long ago. So and this post kind of has to be in the right spot. That one I could have moved if I'd have hit a big root. This one I can't move. It's got to line up with the latch, because this one's concreted in place, so it's forever. It's like herpes. So I hope I don't hit a big root. I didn't bring a sawzall, but I did sharpen the post hole digger with the grinder, and I sharpened the sharpshooter shovel. So they're very sharp. So hopefully if we hit something, I can go through it.
So the soils on our piece of property go from the sloppiest, muddiest, nastiest muck to this stuff, which is the hardest dirt I've ever dug. And it's all the same piece of property. It's amazing. This stuff is just like digging in freaking concrete.
I think I'm perfect on the depth, and it's a good thing, because I can't get any more dirt out with the post hole diggers because the handles hit the size of the hole. It's really, really hard. If I drop the post and I need to go deeper, I'm not going to be able to beat it down any. And I'm not going to be able to pick it up unless I go get the tractor. But what I might be able to do is pour some water down in there and wiggle it and get it to go a little bit. But I think I'm going to be good. So I'm going to swing this gate out of the way so I don't get tangled up between the latch and the little deal on the way down, because it's going to go down kind of violently. And we'll see what happens. Whoa, I'm way too high. 2 inches too high. Dang it. I don't know if I can get it out. Ooh, it went down an inch. I don't think he's going to get it. I need to come down probably 1.5 inches. And I'm going to keep turning it. I might have to go get the tractor. I think I got it. Let's see. Yeah, I think I got it. I'm going to put concrete in the hole. I'm not going to put any braces or anything on it. I'm just going to keep checking it as I go up. The 4 nails are in. Drop the plywood into place. Let's I'm gonna use up the rest of that concrete, and now I have an open bag of masonry mix I'm going to use, just because if I don't use it, it's going to get hard. And it will do the same thing, just sealing the top. And yeah, we're good. So let's check out the auto opening feature of the gate. Lift the latch. And will it stay, or will it bounce back halfway closed? Perfect. Couldn't be better. Let's give this thing a close and see what happens. Look at that. Easy smeezy. And our padlock will go right there. And I have to get the power company to come unlock theirs and put it here. They have to have access to the property because they have power lines and transformers on the property. So, but they'll come unlock this, take off this piece of aluminum, like it. Man, it's awesome. I'll put up some barbed wire. Not my strong point, but just to keep somebody from running a 4-wheeler or something around the corner. This side I probably will run barbed wire when I get that corner cleared out with the track hoe. Although, yeah, maybe just from this tree to from the post of that tree, but yeah, we're gonna do it. All right, we have a gate. I'm pretty happy with it.